You know the name Cloris Leachman as Phyllis on television, a very popular show, but I think tonight you're going to see Cloris Leachman, a very thoughtful, serious woman, and I think that's what's most important. Welcome to Montage.
Thank you.
Did you try hard to get that part on the Mary Tyler Moore Show in the beginning, or did they come to you, or how did that happen?
I was called in,
Right.
and I read with Jim and Alan and Mary, and we laughed all the time, had a wonderful time. I think I went back one more time, and that was it.
Did someone say then, we hope to build this so that we can spin off another series from this, or was that just...
Never thought of.
It happened as it happened? No, the first thing Phyllis did when she... Cloris, when she saw me, was she pointed to my waistline and she said, you should lose that, you're too young.
I didn't say you should lose it. I pointed to it and I said, you're too young to have that big fat stomach. And you said, well, I didn't say that actually.
It's not that
And then
big,
he
but
said, well, I'm not, how old do you think I am? I'm not as old as you think I am. I said, well, I think you're under 50. And he said he's 41. I said, oh, well, you're way too young to have that.
Well, now you got in some trouble about this whole subject of fat. What was that all
I did
about?
really. The terrible thing that's happened to me is that again, you said I'm thoughtful. I am, and I talked about a concept. I have the idea that in this country, we have a whole mentality about things, especially including fat, where one must either be deprived or guilty. You don't have any other choices. If you eat what you like and what you want to eat, you have to feel guilty. I mean, you do, because it's on the wrong list, on the side which says those are no-nos.
Now, this is the opposite of what I thought you were saying one time, that fat was ugly.
I know it. See, I never said that.
You didn't say that?
I said, really with tongue-in-cheek, after I was eating a delicious lunch of fresh, colorful, lightly steamed vegetables with a lemon and oil dressing with a little vegisol on top. And I was thinking, why can't I share this bounty with everybody? Why do so few people know what I know? And there are hundreds of thousands, and maybe now millions of people who are learning about it, which is about vegetarianism, which to me is an ugly word also. It's a label.
You're a vegetarian.
Well, see, I guess I am.
Well, if you
what I like to be is a natural, normal animal.
Well,
so that whatever you'd feed any kind of animal, you wouldn't name it as something. You'd give it what it needs to grow and thrive and be healthy.
You don't like labels, in other words.
Well, labels, again, are holding in rigidity, almost in plastic, an idea that isn't flowing.
It's not normal.
Now, here I'm getting to you.
Okay.
There is a definite gap, I think, between a normal body, and I say that as any animal we might look at. You can tell when a dog is distended and fat, or when it's an active, happy animal.
Is this all related to me?
It is definitely related to you.
A distended dog.
And you're wearing dots and plaids, and we were talking about that on the way over. Fat people mustn't wear dotted things, and fat people mustn't wear plaids. You know, it's all so silly.
All right.
What I'm interested in is the gap between where a normal person might be and the distortion to where he has filled himself up for many reasons. So fat is a symptom of other things, which interest me. It is unhappiness sometimes. It is frustration sometimes. And sometimes you eat for so many different reasons.
That's right.
I'm saying there's a lot of good and happiness and fun and satisfaction if people could know that before. I mean, when you notice the symptoms, say, aha, why do I want to feed this face?
Because we want to be ticks.
But we are starving. We're hungry. But we're hungry for lots of things like, look, here's what I say. And this isn't the first time I've ever done this. But see, I think if there were more of this.
Yeah, I agree.
See, now that doesn't feel bad, does it? It feels good. There's a husband. Oh, my God. You know, everybody's so worried about what will somebody think. But there should be more hugging, more holding, more feeling, more expressing of ourselves. I have so many ideas. I wish everybody in the United States could tap dance, for instance, could take tap dancing, or could hug or hold or talk or I think, anyway, there's a lot more fun to be had than just filling up your face with garbage.
Let me say something to you. I really perceive what I've always thought about you, and that is you are a very thoughtful person, as I said, you're exploding with ideas and feelings and thoughts, and they tumble out of you. And I can tell that you look around like people are thinking, oh, they think I'm wacky again. And you're not at all. You're just a person full of ideas, and you're trying to express them. But you seem to feel a little apprehensive about it, like defending the fat statement. I think it's a funny statement, and who likes
but
fat?
what's happened
so
now?
Silly.
It's terrible.
And what do you care what people...
I don't...
Most people find it ridiculous that there's even a flap about that remark, because it's
I
normal.
do too.
It's
I
so
feel
silly.
it's
well,
silly.
You should ignore it. Can
No,
give
I
you
think it's silly, and I think people should always know that if they know me at all, they'd know that I wouldn't judge people that way. I will make strong statements sometimes. But now what's happened is now I'm being actually quoted as saying, I think fat people pollute the aesthetic environment. Do you see how they got that other
well, who does
article?
that? Who does that?
I don't know.
And why do they do it?
People, anybody. I do the same thing. We interpret what we hear and think that that is the original thought. It isn't. It's one step removed.
Were you ever fat?
No, but I was very, I guess soft-stick is the word, in college, high school and college. And,
no, I was an Iowa farm girl growing up.
Well, I wasn't a
Was you ever
farm girl, but I
overweight, or-
sure did love potatoes and dairy products and stuff.
The things you have described now, the controversial things, are not controversial. They're normal
They're
human
of
being
course.
things that two people would say sitting having lunch, except
Let me
you're...
tell you another thing. It just in Time magazine, in People this week says, quotes me as saying something about my idea of a real party is two people in a hot bath. Well, I said that.
Yeah.
But that's the only line they say. I had a whole lot before that saying, I don't understand how when you go to a party all dressed up with a necktie on or high heels or whatever you wear, and they thrust a cold, wet glass in your hand, I don't think that's any fun. I don't understand it. And that's why I said I think, warm, hot bath is within it, and any more than two people isn't a party. But out of fun, not out of some evil sexual, and sex is great, but not in the way that they're picking it up.
Well, is this beginning to make you feel intimidated? Obviously
Not at all. I mean,
because of what
if I can talk with you and talk, actually, I guess on television, it's the only way probably that I should speak at all.
Your husband, why do I have in my mind that you and him have a loose arrangement? I don't know what else to say, but you can come and go as you please. Or have I read that? Is that true or not true?
No, I think we have solved what has been the most difficult problem of my life, and that's where my feelings are, and my caringness and everything in my life is poured into this pot. So that I am married to the most interesting man, the most challenging, the most provocative, exciting, tender, wonderful, imaginative, funny man that I have ever met in my life. And he has, I'm very grateful to him for challenging me on some of my narrow ideas and views. He's terrific.
Now that I've met you, I think you're a very, very nice person, very honest person, and I think that's what most people appreciate most of all, for someone to be honest and genuine and sincere, and I think that's, I wish you all success in the world, even if you are misquoted in doing that.
I'm having fun looking like a lot of different people. Right now I can see I look like Florence Henderson, don't you think?
You do, yeah, you do, yeah.
I used to have long hair long ago, and everybody thought I looked like Veronica Lake, which I didn't at all.
Yeah. Well, this is not Veronica Lake or Florence Henderson. It has been Cloris Leachman. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for being so kind as to allow me to.
Now, to hug me and tell me I'm overweight, I'll accept that.
That's all right. We'll get right on that.
Okay. We'll be right back.